Netanyahu was born in 1949 in Tel Aviv. His mother, Sila Siegel, 1912–2000, was born in Petah Tikva in the Ottoman Empire's Mutasarifate of Jerusalem, and his father, Warsaw-born Benjamin Netanyahu, née Milikowski, 1910–2012, was a historian specializing in the Jewish Golden Age of Spain. Netanyahu's paternal grandfather, Nathan Milikowski, was a rabbi and Zionist writer. When Netanyahu's father immigrated to Israel, he Hebraized his surname from Milikowski to Netanyahu, meaning God has given. While his family is predominantly Ashkenazi, he has said that a DNA test revealed him to have some Sephardic ancestry. He claims descent from the Vilna Gaon. Netanyahu was the second of 3 children. He was initially raised and educated in Jerusalem, where he attended Henrietta Sold Elementary School. A copy of his evaluation from his 6th grade teacher Ruth Rubenstein indicated that Netanyahu was courteous, polite, and helpful, that he was responsible and punctual, and that he was friendly, disciplined, cheerful, brave, active, and obedient. Between 1956 and 1958, and again from 1963 to 1967, his family lived in the United States in Cheltenham Township, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia, while Father Benjamin Netanyahu taught at Dropsy College. Benjamin attended and graduated from Cheltenham High School and was active in the debate club, chess club, and soccer. He and his brother Yonatan grew dissatisfied with what they saw as the superficial way of life they encountered in the area, including the prevalent youth counterculture movement and the liberal sensibilities of the Reform Synagogue, Temple Judea of Philadelphia, that the family attended. After graduating from high school in 1967, Netanyahu returned to Israel to enlist in the Israel Defense Forces. He trained as a combat soldier and served for 5 years in a special forces unit of the IDF, Sayeret Matkal. He took part in numerous cross-border raids during the 1967–70 War of Attrition, rising to become a team leader in the unit. He was wounded in combat on multiple occasions. He was involved in many other missions, including the 1968 Israeli raid on Lebanon and the rescue of the hijacked Sabina Flight 571 in May 1972, in which he was shot in the shoulder. He was discharged from active service in 1972 but remained in the Sayeret Matkal reserves. Following his discharge, he left to study in the United States but returned in October 1973 to serve in the Yom Kippur War. He took part in special forces raids along the Suez Canal against Egyptian forces before leading a commando attack deep inside Syrian territory, the details of which remain classified today. Netanyahu returned to the United States in late 1972 to study architecture at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. After briefly returning to Israel to fight in the Yom Kippur War, he returned to the United States and, under the name Ben Nitay, completed a bachelor's degree in architecture in February 1975 and earned a master's degree from the MIT Sloan School of Management in June 1976. Concurrently, he was studying towards a doctorate in political science, until his studies were broken off by the death of his brother in the Entebbe raid. At MIT, Netanyahu studied a double load while simultaneously taking courses at Harvard University, completing a master's degree, that would normally take 4 years, in only 2.5 years, despite taking a break to fight in the Yom Kippur War. Professor Leon B. Groesser at MIT recalled, "He did superbly. He was very bright, organized, strong, powerful. He knew what he wanted to do and how to get it done." At that time he changed his name to Benjamin ben Netai, Netai, a reference to both Mount Netai and to the eponymous Jewish sage Netai of Arbela, was a pen name often used by his father for articles. Years later, in an interview with the media, Netanyahu clarified that he decided to do so to make it easier for Americans to pronounce his name. This fact has been used by his political rivals to accuse him indirectly of a lack of Israeli national identity and loyalty.